In this lecture, we'll discuss the causality of a given LTI system. We know for a causal LTI system, the impulse response h of t equal to 0 for t less than 0, and thus the system is right-sided. That is, if a signal is right-sided and of infinite duration, then the ROC is the region in the S-plane to the right of the rightmost pole. Okay. Therefore, we can say the ROC associated with the system function for a causal system is a right half plane, and that is, if h of s is rational, then we can determine whether the system is causal simply by checking to see if its ROC is a right half plane. That is, for a system with rational system function, causality is equivalent to the ROC being the right half plane to the right of the rightmost pole. Okay. Similarly, we say a given system is anti-causal when its impulse response h of t equal to 0 for t greater than 0, and thus the signal is a left-sided signal. And we know if a signal is left-sided and of infinite duration, then ROC is a region in the S-plane to the left of the leftmost pole. Okay. Therefore, the ROC associated with the system function for an anti-causal system is a left half plane. That is, ROC must lie to the left of the leftmost pole. Okay. Now we will consider certain problems related to this. So, question: for the following system functions, check whether the corresponding LTI system is causal, anti-causal or non-causal. And we know here we are given 4 different impulse transfer functions, and the region of convergence ROC is also given. And we know in the case of Laplace transform, when we take the inverse Laplace transform, we have to consider the ROC. Depending on ROC, the inverse Laplace transform is going to be different for the same transfer function. Okay. So we'll consider the first one. H1 of s is 1 by s square plus 5s plus 6, and on factorizing the denominator, we get it as 1 by s plus 2 into s plus 3. And we know this system is having 2 poles which are located at -2 and -3. And in this case, ROC is given as real part of s greater than -2. That is, ROC is to the right of the rightmost pole. Okay. Therefore, we can say the corresponding LTI system is causal, and the impulse response can be obtained by taking the inverse of h1 of s. So for that, we have expanded h1 of s by partial fraction expansion to get 1 by s plus 2 minus 1 by s plus 3. Now, since the given system is causal and right-sided, the inverse Laplace transform of h1 of s is e raised to minus 2t u of t minus e raised to minus 3t into u of t. Also, h1 of t is 0 for t less than 0. So we can say the given system is causal. Now, so that is, this first is the diagram is the representation for this h1 of s. That is ROC of for h1 of s. Now consider the second system function. h2 of s is again the same transfer function, 1 by s square plus 5s plus 6 here, but ROC is different, real part of s less than -3. As we have seen earlier, it is having 2 poles located at -2 and -3, and ROC R of s less than -3 means ROC is lying to the left of the leftmost pole. So in this case, the corresponding LTI system is anti-causal, and therefore the impulse response, that is, when we take inverse Laplace transform of h2 of s, we have to write it as a left-sided signal or anti-causal signal. So h2 of t is minus e raised to minus 2t u of minus t plus e raised to minus 3t u of minus t. Okay. So since h2 of t is 0 for t greater than 0, this system is an anti-causal system. Now consider the next case, h3 of s, again same function, 1 by s square plus 5s plus 6 minus 2 less than a real part of s less than -3. That is, the ROC is lying between -2 and -3, or we can say the ROC is S strip. Okay, in the S plane. And see, the since the given system function h3 of s is rational and its ROC is neither to the left of the leftmost pole nor to the right of the rightmost pole, but it is a strip, therefore we can say the corresponding LTI system is non-causal. Okay, so when we take the inverse Laplace transform, h3 of s on expansion 1 by s plus 2 minus 1 by s plus 3, and when we take the inverse Laplace transform for the first term 1 by s plus 2, what we get is a causal signal e raised to minus 2t, right sided signal e raised to minus 2t u of t, and this for the second term it is left sided, so it is e raised to minus 3t u of minus t. Okay, since h3 of t is two sided, this system is non-causal. Now we will consider the last function given. h4 of s is e raised to 2s divided by s plus 1. Real part of s greater than minus 1, and that is the ROC. Now here h4 of s given is not rational, so we cannot directly determine whether the system is causal by simply checking its ROC. Okay. For this system, see, the pole is at the location s is equal to minus 1 and ROC is lying to the right of the rightmost pole. Therefore, the impulse response must be right sided. That is, we know e raised to minus 80 u of t, its Laplace is 1 by s plus a, and ROC is real of s greater than minus a. So 1 by s plus 1, its inverse is going to be e raised to minus t u of t. And in the question, what is given is e raised to 2s by s plus 1. So using the shifting property, time shifting property, its inverse is e raised to minus of t plus 2 into u of t plus 2. Therefore, this impulse response h4 of t is e raised to minus of t plus 2 into u of t plus 2, and h4 of t it is two-sided, therefore the system is non-causal. Now we will consider the condition for a given LTI system to be stable. See, an LTI system is stable if the impulse response h of t is absolutely integrable, that is integral minus infinity to infinity modulus of h of t dt must be less than infinity. So this means that its Fourier transform exists, and thus the ROC includes the j omega axis in the S plane. So for an LTI system to be stable, the necessary condition is the ROC of the system function must include the j omega axis. Okay, so only if the ROC contains the imaginary or the j omega axis, then only the given system is stable. Now the condition for a given LTI system to be both stable and causal. Okay, that is, we know for the system to be causal, its ROC must lie to the right of the rightmost pole, and for the system to be stable, ROC must include the imaginary or the j omega axis. Therefore, for a causal system with a rational system function h of s is stable if and only if all the poles of h of s lie in the left half of S plane. Only if this condition is satisfied, we can say the given LTI system is both stable and causal. That is, all the poles must lie to the must lie in the left half of S plane. Okay, now we'll consider certain problems. For the following system functions, check whether the corresponding LTI system is causal and stable. The first function is h1 of s is 1 by s square minus s minus 6. ROC is real part of s greater than 3. Okay, so we'll directly start with the problems. 1 by s square minus s minus 6, on partial fraction expansion we get it as 1 by s minus 3 into s plus 2, and the given system is having two poles which are located at minus 2 and 3. Okay, and in this case the ROC is real part of s greater than 3, that is ROC is lying to the right of rightmost pole. Therefore we can say the given LTI system is causal, but the ROC does not include the j omega axis. Therefore the given system is unstable. Okay, so by partial fraction expansion, h1 of s is equal to 1 by 5 divided by s minus 3 minus 1 by 5 by s plus 2. Now when we take the inverse Laplace transform, what we are getting is, since it is a causal signal, both the terms right-sided sequences. So h1 of t is 1 by 5 e raised to 3t u of t minus e raised to minus 2t into u of t. And here for note that h1 of t is 0 for t less than 0, and integral minus infinity to infinity h1 of t dt is infinity, because here we have the term e raised to 3t u of t, which is growing exponentials. The second term is a decaying exponential, but the first term is growing exponential. Therefore the absolute value, I mean on integration, what we get, the integration is infinity. Therefore impulse response is not absolutely integrable. Therefore we can say the given system is causal and unstable. Okay, now we'll consider the second case again. H2 of S transfer function given as 1 by S square minus S minus 6. ROC is real of S less than minus 2, and we have seen the two poles are located at minus 2 and 3. In this case ROC is to the left of the leftmost pole. Therefore the given LTI system is anti-causal, and also it is ROC doesn't include j omega axis. Therefore the system is unstable. Okay, now the inverse is, since we have an anti-causal signal, the both the terms are left sided. Therefore on taking inverse we get h2 of t is equal to 1 by 5 into minus e raised to 3t u of minus t plus e raised to minus 2t u of minus t. And see, h2 of t is 0 for t greater than 0, and it is not absolutely integrable. On integration within the limit minus infinity to infinity, answer is infinity. Therefore the given system is anti-causal and unstable. Okay, now consider the third case. h3 of S is 1 by S square minus S minus 6, and ROC is lying between minus 2 and 3. Okay, and we know in this case ROC is a restrict region. Therefore the given LTI system, we can directly say it is non-causal, and between minus 2 and 3 the j omega axis is included in the ROC. Therefore we can say the given system is stable. Okay, so when we take the inverse of this h3 of S, that is what we get is 1 by 5 into, since the first term it is left sided and for the second it is right sided. Therefore 1 by 5 into minus e raised to 3t u of minus t minus e raised to minus 2t u of t, and the absolute integration value, it is less than infinity. Therefore the given system is non-causal and stable. Next question. For the following system function, check whether the corresponding LTI system is causal and stable. H of S is equal to 1 by S square plus 5S plus 6, and ROC is real of S greater than minus 2. And when we factorize the denominator, we get it as 1 by S plus 2 into S plus 3. That is, we have two poles which are located at minus 2 and minus 3, and ROC is to the right of the rightmost pole. Therefore the given LTI system is causal. Also, since ROC is to the right of minus 2, it includes j omega axis. Therefore the given system is stable. So when we take the inverse Laplace transform, since it is a right-sider or causal signal, both the terms are right-sided. Therefore h of t is e raised to minus 2t u of t minus e raised to minus 3t into u of t, and h of t is 0 for t less than 0, and this impulse response is absolutely integrable. Therefore the given system is causal and stable, and its ROC and the two poles are represented in this diagram. Okay, thank you.